Hello parses! In today's video, we are going to talk about verb ser, but in past. No! Yes! This is very useful and you're going to know how to use the imperfect and the preterite of the verb ser in past. Let's go! First of all, we're going to conjugate the verb ser in imperfect. So you say, yo era, tú eras, él era, ella era, nosotros éramos, ustedes eran. So the first use of this imperfect tense is when you talk about descriptions. For instance, la casa era blanca. The house was white. La moto era roja. The motorcycle was red. El vestido era largo. But if you want to say, for instance, the house was from another color, so you're going to say fue. For example, la casa fue blanca, but now is red. La moto fue roja, but now the motorcycle is blue. El vestido fue largo, but now she already cut it and is already short, right? So we can use fue for these actions or for these descriptions. So use number 2 is to talk about people, yeah, to describe people. For instance, Ana era muy alta y delgada. Ella era muy amable y sociable. Or we say, Luis era bastante maleducado con su mujer. Now the second example of fue is, for instance, when we talk about descriptions, but is in a certain moment. So we don't say Ana era muy amable, but in a specific moment, Ana fue amable. ¿Ya? O for instance, Luis fue bastante maleducado con su mujer, but in one specific moment. We can say fue in this case. The third use of these verbs is when we talk about events. Yes, we can use whether era or fue. But let's see the examples. If we want to say that before we had many concerts and maybe we want to say that los conciertos eran bastante buenos antes, yeah, it's a description in the past. Like every single Saturday we had a concert and they were amazing, right? But if we want to describe one concert, for instance, el concierto de Alejandro Sanz fue maravilloso. It's one concert in this case. So we can say whether era or fue, but it's different in meaning. In conclusion, if we want to talk about a description of a place or a person or an event, we want to use era. For example, esta casa era amarilla y con tejado rojo. Llamaba la atención. Yes? There is another example over here. Paula era muy agradable. Una persona extraordinaria. But if we want to talk about, for instance, something specific, an event but only one event, or maybe something that happened in that specific moment, so we want to say these characteristics with the verb fue. For example, esta casa fue amarilla y con tejado rojo durante mucho tiempo. Llamaba la atención. O durante 5 años. Yes? So you see, over here there is a specific moment in the time. For example, Paula fue muy agradable con nosotros esa noche. That night. Esa noche. Only that night. Okay, parses, this is it for today. And tell me in the comments if this class fue agradable o era agradable. What do you think? Bueno, no se olviden activar la campanita y también comentar debajo de este video y suscribirte a mi canal. ¡Chao, chao!
Parse Spanish School, your best learning tool.